the flavor that we're going with today, I think people will be pretty happy. 562 XP. I've done a couple of these saws already. I like working on them. They're a good saw. They turn real quick. They pull chain good. There's always more you can do with these, right? I find the exhausts, they're really restricted. I do want to try to keep the original exhaust, so I'll probably cut it open and take all the baffling out and all that stuff. I don't think we're gonna hit the cylinder real heavy, just because this is still going to be a work saw, but it'll probably be at the races next year as well. So we're going to see what we can do to make it the best of both worlds. So I'll tear this down and put you guys on hold. I'll get the timing wheel on there, and then I'll tell you guys the stock numbers on these saws, because they already turn so quick, right? You're wondering, oh, you know. But anyhow, I'll give you guys the stock numbers on this saw, and maybe even after I'm done porting it, I'll give you the numbers as well. Alright, put you on hold for a second. Okay, well, we got our rip roller down, and we figured out our timing numbers. I forgot to mention, this is auto-tune, this one, so I don't know. The auto-tunes are alright there. I personally like sticking a screwdriver in there, but what can you do? Seems like all the manufacturers are going this way now. But oh, do you guys see my new hat? Look at that. Maxim firewood. If you guys are looking for some firewood, you can put it down in the message area if you guys are around the Ottawa-ish area. Just send me a message if you're looking for some firewood, and I can hook you up with that guy. I built I think 2 saws for him, and he cuts firewood all the time and sells it and whatnot. Anyhow, that's my new hat. I like it. It's a good hat. Stock numbers for this saw. It's actually numbers that I wasn't really expecting, to be honest with you. I've done a lot of the 550s and 572s. The 662, or the 562, sorry. I think I did maybe 3 of them. This will probably be my 4th that I've done. Stock timing numbers for this. The exhaust, it cracks at 102.5, which usually my work saws, I try to stay in that ballpark. I like that ballpark. That's good for the rip'ems, and you still have power as well too, depending on which saw, of course. Transfers, I'm actually kind of surprised. I thought that number would have been different, but the transfer numbers is 118.5, and this is stock. This is completely stock. And intake duration, total intake duration for this saw is 143 degrees. That number, I'm not surprised, because these saws, they pick up like 143 degrees total on the intake. I believe that is almost the same numbers as the 550, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure it's right there. But the exhaust on the 550s, I think the exhaust is around 105, if I'm not mistaken. But that was the first generations. I don't even know what generation this one is. I don't know. I'll have to look into that first. Well, looking at the coil here, but I don't remember the numbers on this one, so I'll let you guys know later on there if this is a first generation, second generation, or whatever. I think it's the second generation though, but I don't know. Give me a second, I'll look at that anyhow. But yeah, so the numbers on this saw, I think I'm gonna pull the base gasket out, and I'm gonna take a look at the numbers again as well. And I don't know what I want to do with this one yet. I'm not sure. I'm gonna rip it apart. I'm gonna look, investigate a little bit, and then I'll probably give the lad a call there and see exactly what he wants, how he's gonna be running it, and we'll go from there. But as of right now, I don't really have a specific type of numbers in my head that I want to go with this saw. The rip'ems are already there, but yeah. Okay, well, I'll pull the cylinder head off and we'll get some numbers without the base gasket, just so I have it in the book as well for myself too. And then we'll take a look and see. Nothing looks bad in here. The cylinder looks good and piston looks good and all that, but this saw does have some miles on it. These saws did have problems with bearings, so I want to go over the bearings, take a look at them as well, and I'll pick my brain for some numbers, so catch you right back. Well, we're back in action. I took the base gasket out, and all the numbers changed by a whole degree. So you do the mental math on that anyhow, and you can figure out how much you need to go with it and whatnot. So the numbers without the base gasket, the exhaust is 103.5, transfer is 119.5, and intake duration is actually 146 instead of 143 now. Which I like that number. I think I'm gonna keep. I think I'll keep the exhaust or the intake the same. The exhaust I'll probably bring down to 101, 102, and the squish is right where we need it, right where I want it, right where I'm comfortable with it. So I like that. The only other thing there now is I gotta check my light. Gotta make sure we're not getting into the whole Freeport in here. The only other thing I gotta check, because I almost forgot about that. Oh yeah, we got lots of room to go. Good. Okay, well, I'll put my ring back in there. Put the cylinder at bottom did, and I'll get some close-ups on this thing, because I like what Husky did with these saws. To be honest with you, they whenever they first started making these saws, this is a Mark II. Forgot to mention earlier, but it is a Mark II. But yeah, what they did with these saws really intrigues me. I really enjoy how they did this. And then I don't know which came. I'm pretty sure these were first before the 500i's, but 500i cylinders are basically pretty close to the same as these. I haven't done a 500i yet, but I want to. I sold the last saw that I sold at the shop before we closed down. Actually was a 500i, if I'm not mistaken. And they're a nice saw. You can do a lot with them. Yeah, I'm not going to go real spicy with this unit. That is exactly where I want to go with that. So the numbers that I chose for this saw, taking the base gasket out, I want to go right around 102, 101, 102 with my exhaust. My transfers, that's kind of my own secret. I like the way that I do these transfers, and I don't really want people catching on to that idea yet, for personal reasons, I guess, because I do. There is other people that do these saws as well, other than me, of course. And my intake, I want to do 148 with a couple nice little touches that I like to do. But my transfers, that's on me. But we can get into cutting this, and I'll get a video of that in there too, and show you what I do with my exhaust. Well, we can go ahead and clean up the exhaust a wee bit. Zoom you in here. I don't know how well I'll get my camera angle proper, but let's give her a go anyhow. Just gonna take the carbon off first. Then you can see what the exhaust actually looks like, because right now it's kind of hard to see. There was a wee bit of carbon buildup in here though. And you can tell the exhaust had a little bit of a leak as well. But you guys already know I'm not touching my numbers at all yet. I'm just cleaning the carbon. I'm not doing the old style Italian tune-up there, but cleaning the carbon out with the Dremel. There's quite a bit built up in there. Probably can't see nothing in that angle, but kind of have to see what I'm doing here. But yeah, I don't have to take too much off, just a little. And then, sorry, I was out of range, I guess. But I don't have to go too much wider. I'll go a little bit wider, and then a little bit up here as well, a little bit down here, and I'm going to try to make it so it has more flow to come out, because they're kind of weird, right? They sit in the saws. They sit in the saws on an angle. You know, they're not flat. They're like this. And that's why the exhaust is she comes out on a weird angle. But they did something right with these, because they're a pretty good saw. Well, let's get back into cutting. Well, I went ahead and I opened up my lower transfer. I did my side transfers, but I'm going to keep the covers on for that. That's where I believe that these saws really wake up, is whenever you start doing your upper transfer work. It's nice these plates can come off the sides as well, so you can really get into that. That's where I believe the power comes from. I did do my intake as well. You guys already know I like to put my dimples in there and rough up the intake. The straddle ports, I didn't touch. I'm not going to touch them. I'll just clean them up a little bit, but I'm not going to open them up or make them wider or anything like that. But the cylinder is pretty near ready to go. I have to finish polishing the exhaust. I didn't do that yet. But any of the transfer work that I do, I'd keep them rough as well. I don't polish any of that. Obviously, I make sure that there's no burrs that are stuck on there. You know, sometimes you can hit it with the grinder and it'll chip up, but it won't actually leave. So I just go in there with a little bit of like a really rough sandpaper, and I'll just touch it just to make sure that there's no extra particles or stuff in there. And then blow it out thoroughly. So I'll polish my exhaust off camera. I'm sure you guys have seen that in lots of other videos as well. So yeah, but that's pretty near it. I just use a cotter pin with some sandpaper. Then some microfiber, again, through the cotter pin. Works perfect. Look at that. It's nice, polished, smooth. That's where you want it. Doesn't have to be chrome polish there. It's I've never had a problem with just doing it like that. It's always worked for me. And yeah, I got everything done up the way that I want it to go, so we'll put it back on the saw. Well, now that the 562 is all back together, we can probably give it a little burn there and see what she sounds like. I did do some tweaking to the exhaust. I don't want to show that too much. I probably should make a video on that, but I think this saw has all the beaver power. I'm almost sure of it now. I mean, they're pretty spicy to begin with, but see what kind of beavers this thing makes. Now, I don't have a lot of fuel in here, so just kind of burning what's left in the tank. Let's see what she does. I'm gonna have to do the whole retune and all that stuff on it, so it's getting pretty late, so I'll do that tomorrow, and I'll make a video on this saw a little later on. And anyhow, I'll keep you posted on that one, and stay tuned, like, follow, and subscribe. Alright, till the next time.